Every parent knows this moment, when calm can turn into chaos in seconds. Tantrums don't start loud, they start quietly. They begin the moment a child feels unheard. Most parents react after the explosion, but Korean parents are taught to act before it happens. They follow a rule that lasts just 3 seconds. 3 seconds to regulate themselves first, because a calm parent rewires a child's nervous system. This pause interrupts the tantrum before it grows. And this is where the Korean method truly begins. This is usually the moment most parents react immediately. Raised voices, threats, or rushed explanations usually come next. But Korean parents often do something very different. They pause, before saying a single word. Just 3 seconds. That pause isn't accidental, it's intentional. In those seconds, the child's nervous system starts to slow, because emotions feed on reactions. When the reaction disappears, the tantrum loses fuel. This is where the 3-second rule begins to work. At some point, tantrums stop feeling random. They follow a pattern, and most parents react too late. By the time we step in, the tantrum is already full-blown. At this stage, logic doesn't work. Talking doesn't work either. And this is where most parents feel helpless. But Korean parents focus on what happens before this moment. They watch the first 3 seconds, because that's where tantrums actually begin. This is the exact moment where most parents make the tantrum worse. Korean parents don't react immediately. They understand that reacting too fast feeds the emotion. Instead, they wait 3 seconds. Those 3 seconds are not about ignoring the child. They're about regulating yourself first. Because children mirror emotional energy. When the parent stays calm, the child starts to slow down. The tantrum doesn't end instantly, but the emotional spike is already breaking. By now, the tantrum has fully taken over the room. This is the exact moment most parents react emotionally. But Korean parents are trained to do something different. They don't argue. They don't lecture. Because in this state, logic doesn't exist. The child's brain is in survival mode. This pause is intentional. It gives the child's nervous system time to slow down. And this is where the shift begins. Tantrums don't start with screaming. They start with tension. This is the moment most parents miss. In Korean parenting, this is where the 3 seconds begin. Before words, before reactions, there is a pause. That pause interrupts the emotional surge. Korean parents meet emotion, not behavior. The goal is safety, not control. When the parent regulates, the child follows. This is emotional co-regulation in action. The tantrum was stopped before it ever began. By now, Korean parents understand something critical. Tantrums don't start loud. They start small. The moment frustration shows on a child's face is the moment intervention matters most. Korean parents don't wait for screaming. They act in the first 3 seconds. The first step is regulating yourself before trying to regulate the child. In these 3 seconds, the parent becomes the emotional anchor. Instead of commands, Korean parents start with recognition. When a child feels seen, the emotional spike begins to drop. This is the window where tantrums can be stopped completely. Miss this window, and emotions take control. And this is where the Korean 3-second rule truly begins to work. This is the moment Korean parents wait for. Instead of reacting instantly, they pause for 3 seconds. Those 3 seconds are not for the child. They are for the parent. When the parent stays calm, the child's brain begins to slow down. This quiet pause interrupts the tantrum pattern. The emotional surge has nowhere to feed itself. Without escalation, the nervous system starts to reset. Only now do Korean parents respond, after the storm has peaked. The child is no longer fighting for control. This is why the 3-second rule works. It stops the tantrum before words ever could. This is what happens when the 3-second rule is used correctly. No shouting, no lectures, no threats, just calm presence and emotional control. Those 3 seconds give the child time to regulate their emotions, and the tantrum ends without a single word. This is how children learn emotional safety. And this is why Korean parents trust the process. And this is why you should use the 3-second rule too. Because calm parents raise calm children. If this helped you, like the video, subscribe for more parenting psychology, and try the 3-second rule tonight.